When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for
Greetings. You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. I'm doing a flurry of reviews and catch-up. So you'll see a number of these things with me wearing this shirt, because I have an absent Kotobuki Jake, which gives me a little bit more time. But as time is precious, and I want to spend some time goofing off, it ain't going to be released this week, because I want to do my YouTube shout-out. I'll probably do that on a different day, and then I'm going to combine them, and we're going to have a good review of not-so-good material. So, let us talk about Doki Doki Panic. Wait, Doki Doki School Hours. Doki Doki Panic's a better series. So, Doki Doki School Hours comes in 5 volumes. So I'll show you this to you a little bit so you can see the cover art. You've got our first volume, second volume, third volume, fourth volume, fifth volume. They've been released by Genon Entertainment, which is no longer with us. Rest in peace. And as you might realize, there's only 5 volumes. You might say, that doesn't sound right. These low episode count volumes usually go on 6s. And I would agree with you. But in this case, there's only 20 episodes. 5 volumes. This is how the old school anime was released. In these little, like, 4-episode volumes. And, sometimes in less than that. When I was really starting out, it was in VHS, and the VHS was released with 2 episodes per volume, which was even worse. So what is the series about? The series is about Mika. Mika is a teacher. Mika has a genetic hormonal imbalance, which makes her look like a little kid. She apparently never hit puberty. She's 28 years old. This is not so good. And of course, if you look at her as compared to the rest of her classmates, this causes problems. This is a slice of life program. And the concept, or the little thing that they throw in there as the catch, is that you've got this childlike professor. Similar to Pony Pony Dash, except in that one, the teacher really is a child. So you get to follow the antics of this class as they tackle everyday life through high school, and as they get desperate for new material, throw the characters in different stories like sci-fi, fantasy, and other weird stuff. So what about the release? As always on our reviews, we tend to rate the releases themselves as well as the anime or show or movie or whatever. And it's I'm not going to hold the release against it. I mean, you've got your standard clean openers, clean closers, you've got your, previews, and you got a character profile. A character profile is about as good as you're going to get with most of these releases. Anime as a whole has kind of crap when it comes to releases. I'll give you an example. Let's take one of my recent acquisitions, Dragon Ball Super Volume 4. Let's look and see what those special features are. Oh. Well, Texas opening, Texas closing, textless, not Texas. But they do have an interview, so I guess it's already on top of this. Or let's see Volume 3. Another interview. Well, maybe they've improved a little bit, at least over this. So, let's move to the good. I actually really like the first closer. It's a song called Furare Kibun de Rock and Roll by Drops. It's actually very catchy. It's one I recognized automatically because I've had this on my player for a while, and it's an enjoyable theme. The other themes are forgettable, but nothing that I'm going to go meh. Nothing that I would necessarily skip any more than just let's move on to the next episode. The other thing that I found interesting was they did show a positive LGBT character. There is a gay character, and in reality, he does not act any differently than any other horn dog male character. He's not predatory gay. He's not this evil guy. He's just a typical male character. It's just he happens to like men instead of women, and one in particular. So I really don't consider that a negative light, and for that I gotta give the anime props. Unfortunately, there's a lot of negative props, and the insults to the LGBT community have compiled a lot higher than the boons therein. You've got the evil lesbian, like this predatory lesbian stereotype, and Japanese like this stereotype. It used to appear a lot more often. They've gotten a lot better about it, showing that just because you're gay, you're not evil or strange, just a normal human being. This was not done during one of those times. And then on top of it, you have a cross-dressing guy, and he's constantly looked at as this alien, terrible thing throughout the series, and is being shamed constantly, as he is the butt of many of the jokes. And speaking of the jokes, many of them fall flat. Not just the terrible stereotyped ones, but just all of them in general have fallen flat. I am kind of saddened by that. But, again, what can you do? At the same time, there are a few maybe that hit home, but maybe one every other episode. It really is just meh. Then there is the dub. The dub is bad. I listened to the Japanese for one episode, and for all I know, it's great. I really have a hard time judging. I'm not from that country, so a bad delivery in Japanese would sound the same as a good delivery in Japanese to me. But as far as the English dub, I know a bad English dub when I see one. This is a bad dub. Maybe the voice actresses and actors there, they really just didn't have it in them. Maybe they didn't like it. They're like, no, screw this show. But a paycheck is a paycheck, I guess. Yes. Get me through this. But, speaking of bad dubs, Mika-sensei, though she is the most redeeming character in the entire thing, she is the only character I actually got to like. Everybody else is so dislikable that you just want to shut them up. She's likable to a point, but my goodness, she's annoying. Her whine is enough to make me want to crawl up a wall and die. But I guess we should move on. Move past the good, move past the bad, and let's talk about the rating. Well, the features are lackluster at best. It takes up a heck of a lot of room. I mean, 5 volumes, that's a decent chunk of room on there. When, you can get almost as many on this. Actually, this is more episodes than this. It's sad. And the features are meh. But, that's how it was at the time. So I'm not going to give it a negative. I'm not going to give it a positive. It's getting a meh rating. But we also have to consider the content. I give Doki Doki School Hours a 4 out of 10. This is not a show that I would say is the worst thing I've watched. It is tolerable. It does not make me want to turn it off. But at the same time, I have no desire to watch it again. The thought of going through this again in the Japanese, which is what I intended to normally do, was just so tedious to me. I can only get through the first couple of episodes. So, this is worth a couple of episodes to check it out, see what you think. This might be a concept that's something that turns you on or that makes you feel like this is great. Or maybe it's not. I'll let you be the judge. In any case, this is SeptumSin, seeing you next time. If you are the kind of people that I think you are, you will be here at the end of the video. And that means a shout out to one of those many, many channels that I call home. Well, at least to my YouTube viewing anyway. So today we're going to be talking about AOK. AOK is an animation channel, very similar to the one that I've previously covered on this channel, but with one significant difference. AOK is still completely operational. But seriously, it is. And AOK takes a lot of your childhood, some of my childhood, well, probably your childhood because it's sort of like 90s kids, late 90s kids growing up. But shows such as Adult Arthur, or Punk Rock Karate Rabbits, or my favorite, Dora the Grown-Up. To me, Dora the Grown-Up is probably one of my most favorite animated series. It has that kind of raunchy, biting humor that I have come to love so much. Please check out AOK. It is worth it. Most of the videos, no more than 5 minutes. What's 5 minutes? Microwaving a burrito. Microwaving most anything, 5 minutes. The time you need to flip a steak, 5 minutes. See, do the steak challenge. I just recently cooked a steak out on the grill. It is summertime after all. And you put the steak on, you watch an AOK video, and you know by the end, it's time to flip that bastard. And then you flip it again at the end of the next video. Try it out. See how you work with the AOK method. Well, we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.